Very good morning to you. 7 minutes past 7. If you've just joined us, where the hell have you been? I've been here for an hour. Now, burlesque dancing, it's become a bit of a bigger thing in the past few years. You may have seen me on my Facebook page actually learning to burlesque dance with a whole crowd of women. It was great fun. Well, it can be a type of exotic dancing which can involve stripping. It didn't with me and the ladies, I can tell you that. The first burlesque club, called Club Tantalize, is coming to Chelmsford very soon. So is it exploitation or is it art? Nazmel is the man behind the Club Tantalize, joins me now in the studio. Morning to you, Naz.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in, appreciate that. So why do you want to open a burlesque club?
Well, it's burlesque is something that's recently there's been a resurgence of the performing art, as I'd like to describe it. It's something that dates back to the 17th century. It's wildly popular across Europe, and it's something that is a fantastic thing to watch. Unfortunately, we only see the bigger shows in London, and there's not anything currently accessible in Essex anywhere, and certainly not at an affordable price, which is why myself and my business partners have looked at putting something into Chelmsford. Being the centre of Essex, we wanted to put something together which would draw a crowd into the Chelmsford nightlife. And
who do you expect to visit? Who are you aiming it at?
Well, we've done a bit of market research, and we've identified that the art is actually appealing to so many different age groups. Being in the nightlife industry, you know, we're aiming at people that are over 18, of course, but we're well aware that it's attracting audiences into much older age groups.
And is it going to be men and women, or is this like a man's club?
Oh no, this is accessible to everybody. Right. Women are more than welcome. And what we've learned is that a lot of the burlesque shows attract a lot of women.
Because you get them in France, don't you? You've got them at the Crazy Horse, Moulin Rouge, stuff like that. And I went to a friend's birthday party. He had a burlesque dancer there, but she didn't take any clothes off. Will this involve stripping?
Well, we don't actually. The venue itself doesn't have a strip license.
Right.
Now, you've mentioned Crazy Horse, which I'm sure if you've even seen some of the clips on YouTube, it's a fantastic and amazing show. There's a lot of shadow dancing. They spend a lot of money on lighting to create a phenomenal effect when it comes to the performance. And this sort of thing is what we'd like to recreate. Obviously, we don't have the same budget as Crazy Horse, unfortunately.
Have a go there. And is it going to be confined to being on the stage, or are we talking about girls coming out, lap dancing? What are we talking about?
No, as I said, we don't have a lap dancing license. What we are looking to do is it's a table seating environment. So we're offering something where people can come in, sit down, enjoy the music, enjoy the show, and have table service with their drinks and food.
Right. So they'll be able to eat as well. So it is a dining as well.
We're looking at some sort of dining. We're not looking at gourmet meals, obviously, but nibbles, light bites, early part of the evening. Yes.
Could it, because you do run gentlemen's clubs as well, sort of lap dance and so on and so forth, but could it turn into that if the burlesque doesn't take off?
Well, we don't have any immediate plans for it. And there's nothing to say that even if we were to apply for a license that it would be granted. There is obviously another venue in town that does cater for that. Right. And it was our objective to put on something that was far more entertainment based with this project.
Because I watched the London, it wasn't Sunday night, it was the London Palladium, Variety at the London Palladium, and I couldn't believe that. We are right back into the Bruce Forsyth sort of days, so is it making a comeback? Thank you very much indeed, Naz. Let's bring in Natalie Collins. She's part of the Essex Feminist Collective, and listening to that conversation. Morning to you, Natalie.
Good morning.
So Natalie, are you happy about this? This is sounding like just a cabaret thing using burlesque.
Well, I would say it's a Trojan horse to be able to open a club which involves some form of stripping while not having to get a stripping license. And actually, what you find is where clubs are denied a stripping license in parts of the country, they then open as burlesque clubs or transition to be burlesque clubs. So I would say, cynically, of course,
Yeah.
that it's interesting that Nazir doesn't appear to be somebody who's kind of worked in the burlesque world. He's somebody who works in the stripping world, in the sex industry, and has branched out into burlesque, which suggests to me there's probably a more stronger link between those two things than maybe is first being presented.
So would you be happy if it was just burlesque? If the licence was it's burlesque, it's no stripping, it's no lap dancing? Because I did burlesque just as a training thing with some ladies, and they do a burlesque keep fit class, and it was hilarious and it was wonderful. I did it for a radio piece,